America Election News. Update on the 2024 presidential contest. This week, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump campaigned in critical areas to sway voters in the final months. Harris criticized Trump on Friday for opposing a Florida abortion legislation, highlighting reproductive rights. Trump's back and forth on that amendment and other issues this week shows abortion's political dilemma for Republicans. Harris criticized Trump's visit to Arlington National Cemetery last week, claiming he only knows service to himself. Despite calling the visit beautiful, Trump faces criticism over sacred grounds laws forbidding political activities. Our voter guide covers 2024 contenders' policy priorities. The Trump campaign released a statement from Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, a Trump loyalist and U.S. Army veteran, defending Trump's controversial visit to Arlington National Cemetery this week and criticizing Army Secretary Christine Wormuth. The Army chastised Trump earlier this week for using footage and photographs from the visit, which opponents argue violated hallowed ground standards. Cotton, who did not attend Trump's cemetery visit, said neither the families nor President Trump broke cemetery standards or policies, and that the incompetent Secretary of the Army insulted the desires of these Gold Star families. Some context: Trump visited the cemetery after placing a wreath for 13 U.S. military personnel killed in the Kabul airport explosion 3 years ago. Trump's campaign tweeted video of the visit with audio of him condemning the Biden administration's Afghanistan exit disaster. The U.S. Army then criticized the Trump campaign for being aware of cemetery restrictions that prohibit political activity on cemetery grounds and for a cemetery staffer being abruptly shoved aside when seeking to enforce them during Trump's visit. His campaign content included a soldier's grave site, which veterans groups and his family have questioned. Vice President Kamala Harris criticized the visit on Saturday, claiming Trump only knows service to himself. Campaign's Labor Day activities. From CNN staff. The Harris and Trump campaigns will spend Labor Day Monday. Kamala Harris, the vice president, will visit Detroit on Monday before joining President Joe Biden in Pittsburgh for a Labor Day gathering to appeal to working-class voters in battleground states. The event will be at 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time, per the White House. Another gentleman, Doug Emhoff, will attend a Newport News Labor Day event. Tim Walz, the Democratic vice presidential contender, will speak at Milwaukee Area Labor Council Labor Fest 2024. The governor's wife, Gwen Walz, will accompany him. Trump allies. The Trump campaign in Michigan will have a press video conference with current and former UAW members at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to respond to Harris's Detroit visit. Former President Donald Trump is unable to grasp anything other than dedication to himself, Vice President Kamala Harris said after his controversial Arlington National Cemetery visit this week. It is my view that someone who cannot perform this simple, sacred obligation should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America, Harris stated in a lengthy social media statement. I will always commemorate America's fallen warriors, who sacrificed everything for our nation and our freedoms. I honor and mourn them. I will never politicize them, she said. This is the vice president's first direct response to the matter. The Harris campaign communications director, Michael Tyler, called the episode pretty sad, but said it's what they've come to expect from Donald Trump and his team. As CNN previously reported, Trump visited the cemetery after placing a wreath to memorialize 13 U.S. military service personnel slain in Afghanistan 3 years ago. The Trump team posted video of the former president going through Arlington and blasting the Biden administration's disaster of the Afghanistan drawdown. The Trump campaign instructed cemetery administrators to avoid political activities on Monday, but cemetery officials said there were no criminal infractions. A cemetery official trying to follow federal law bans political activities at the cemetery was abruptly shoved aside. The U.S. Army also issued a harsh criticism. Since the campaign content showed a soldier's grave site, veterans groups and his family have attacked Trump.